Terry from Kombucha Home. Oh my gosh. Basically, it's got a head like a beer. I'm gonna put the sieve in. This is what's in my kitchen at the moment. And I'm gonna get my pickles. I'm just showing you a few combinations. Oh my God! Welcome to Kombucha Home. And today's section is how to do a double ferment. Now, you've all heard about the buzzword double ferment. So to start with, we're going to take this is our fermented, you saw in the earlier video, we fermented kombucha. So this has been fermenting for 2 to 3 weeks. And if you notice, you can see some scobies inside. So to start the process, I've kind of lined it up for you to make it a little easier. I've got my fermented kombucha with the SCOBY. Now I'm going to strain it out because we don't want to put the SCOBYs into the second ferment bottle. Yeah, the link where to get our bottle is in the description below. So you'll see it, very easy to find. Okay, I'm going to take the fermented kombucha and I'm going to put it through a strainer. And if you've noticed, I've got a fine mesh plastic strainer. You want to keep away from metal as much as you can, but this is the best if you can find it. I'm going to strain my kombucha. You can see the bubbles. I'm dropping a SCOBY or two. Okay, I'll just transplant that here. Now something really useful, you basically can't do a double ferment unless you're extremely good with pouring on the small entrance to the bottles. You can see you've got about a ½ inch here. So what works really well is a funnel. So go buy yourself a couple sets of funnels. I put the funnel in and I'm going to put the fermented kombucha in here. I'm just going to add it to about here. You can see the bubbles, you can see it's fermented as you're pouring. I think I'll stop about there. There's no precise science with this. As you learn to double ferment, you'll sort of get your own recipes and some things you like differently. I'll take this out, and for this particular recipe, I'm doing a grapefruit, ginger, Manuka, raisin combination. And I have to say this is probably one of my most favorite. Super simple, very light, and awesome. So I'm going to add my grapefruit. Again, I'll stick the trusty funnel in. Add the grape juice. Now grapefruit juice tends to be a bit tart. So because it's tart, I've chosen to add some Manuka raisins. If you just got regular raisins, that's fine too. And if they're a little big like these ones are, take the funnel out. Just add them in like this. I'm kind of breaking them up. It doesn't matter if they're seeds, because what you do when you're finishing the ferment is you're going to strain whatever you fermented in the second ferment bottle. So it's okay to have seeds and different things. See, I'm adding, there's about 10, 12 of these Manuka raisins I've added. Now I'm going to add chopped up ginger. You noticed I've sliced it really finely, because what happens to everything is it expands when it's second fermenting. So I'm just going to throw some in here like this. And when you prepare your bottles, you want to make sure you wash them if they're new, or even if you've used them. Wash them with hot soapy water, rinse them well. You want them to be really clean with no bacteria. And I like to have, I like to put about, just up to about here, I like to top it up. So I've got a lot of ginger. This is going to have a lot of Sprite, just a lot of spring to it. I'm going to add just a touch more of my kombucha to about there. So what's really important is you want a lot of fizz. You want a lot of carbonation. If you noticed, I have filled it close to the top. So fill close to the top. It just adds to the carbonation. Ginger adds to the carbonation. And again, the sugar from the Manuka raisins does a real good job. So I finished with these two things here. I'm basically ready to seal. Now, whereas this I had just a napkin with an elastic, this second ferment, this is the difference between the two. We've got no SCOBY in here. We have to seal the bottle. So I'm just going to maneuver this down, and flip the flip top. Ready to go. There's a little bit of a science to how long to do it. Now, the biggest consideration is the temperature. If the weather is really hot, 3-4 days pretty well does it, even 2 days. Although in my experience, I found 2 days doesn't really do it. Others have their own opinions. 3 to 4 days is fine. When I was in Spain, my average was about 5 to 6 days. I don't know, I tend to like a better fizz. If it's really cold weather, you can again go up to 2 weeks or so. But again, burp your lid every few days just to get the excess gas, or you'll have what has happened to all of us who've been second fermenting, and that's to go and check your bottles and you've got an explosion that's happened. So just be careful. Okay, I'm going to show you now how you burp your kombucha. It's basically you take it, you get your fingers, go like that, just let the air escape. So do it every couple days, every day, especially if it's hot, every day if you can. Then close it, make sure it's clean, and do the resealing process. Leave it again till tomorrow, and then you can re-burp it.